Vision Voice. Today I'm going to be showing you how to add a user in your hosted PBX. First thing you're going to want to do is go to voice.visionvoice.us and log in with your credentials, which we will provide for you. Once you are in the system, you can see, your users, conferences, auto attendance, all of that kind of stuff. This drop down will take you to your personal account, but when you first log in, you will be on the PBX itself. You won't be in your personal account, you'll be in the whole account. As you can see here, you can see the other users in your hosted PBX, and you can edit those as well as an office manager. Now, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to add a new user for when that time comes that that's going to be needed. So we're going to go ahead and hit Add User. We're going to name this test user, just like that, test user. We're going to assign it a extension number. Let's see if 110 is available. Looks like it is. Now you can add a department and you can add a site. That is really more for your own personal organization and specification within your own company. It is not necessary. The PBX won't force you to add one, but if you'd like to, you can. Now, email address is different. You do have to add an email address in order to add a user. Now, you can put in like a no reply if the person doesn't have an email or doesn't feel it necessary to use on their hosted account. So we'll just do no reply. And it'll accept that. Now, the user scope is very interesting and also important. Now, we have a no portal scope. That means they are never going to log into their account. They're never going to do anything on the actual web interface. A basic user means that from time to time they may log in and change things like their voicemail pin from the web interface, maybe change their email address, maybe change their voicemail rules, things like that. But they can only change their own account with basic user. They do not have permissions to change anyone else in the organization's account. Call center agent is specific for call queues and things like that. So a call center agent, the difference between a call center agent and a basic user is call center agent is going to run better stats. It's going to tell you more. You can go into the call center web interface and you can see the stats on the calls that they're making, about how many they get a day, about how many go unanswered, things like that. Call center supervisor, same and similar as call center agent, except for call center supervisor has the ability to make changes to other agents. They just have more permissions, similar to an office manager. Now, the difference between call center supervisor and office manager is that this is specific to the organization, separate from the call queues or those kind of statistics. Whereas call center supervisor is really for those who are in charge of like call centers, as it says in the name, seeing those statistics, making changes to agents, making changes to call queues, things like that. Office Manager, while you can do some of the same stuff that call center supervisor can, Office Manager is really for, like the name says, office managers, people who are going to be going in, changing names on extensions, changing ring groups, changing where calls go when unanswered, things like that. You can also route numbers and really just kind of take control of your own organization. So I'm going to choose Office Manager today. And we're going to add a password and a voicemail pin. Now, we by default make the voicemail pin 50/50. You can change that at any time from the web interface or the phone itself. So I'm going to go ahead and add this user. And once the user is added, you'll be able to see it from the list. And you can go and edit and take a look at their different pages. Now, by default, we have your organization specifically set to US Central. You can, if say you have a remote worker, you can come in here and change their time zone. You can also come in here and change caller ID. As you see, we've gotten you guys a few temp numbers. You can change their caller ID. Say you want it to be the organization caller ID, or say someone has their own specific DID that they want being called from. That's where you can change that. You can also change the area code, things like that. So we'll go on to answering rules. Now, answering rules are important and a pretty handy tool. If you go into answering rules, you'll see how long, right here, you'll see how long calls will ring to that phone before they decide, okay, what am I supposed to do when it's unanswered? So for 25 seconds, it will ring this user. If it's unanswered, that's where you set that up in your answering rules. Now, say you have a cell phone number or a coworker who you two are answering the phones together typically, and say you're away from your desk, you want their phone to ring as well, just in case. You can add that here. So say 101 and 110 work together, work very close beside each other. You don't want to miss any calls. You could add 101 here so that anytime your phone rings, it will simultaneously ring 101 as well. And you can add multiple extensions for that also. You can set time frames, and we'll show that later in a different video, how you can set up time frames and have call rules and answering rules specific to specific times of days or weeks. And that's how you set that there. You add a rule over here, choose a time frame, and you go from there. Now, the always forward call rule is, say you're going to be out of the office for a week, but you're still going to work from here to there. You know, you can set always, type in your cell phone number, and all calls to your work phone will go directly to your cell phone. You can set a when busy. When busy, I'd want 101 to ring. If I'm already on the phone, send that call to 101. When unanswered, this is an important rule. Say you guys have a general voicemail box so that you don't miss any voicemails if someone's out of the office. If you have a general voicemail box, you could add that general voicemail box right here. So whenever your phone goes unanswered, it's always going to send that person to that voicemail instead of your own. When offline is also a handy tool. Really, this is used for power outages and things like that. If your electricity goes out, the system will know that the phone is offline, and you'll already have a rule there to tell it what to do in that situation. So that's how you set up those. Next, we'll look at voicemail. You can see voicemail is enabled. That's important. If voicemail is not enabled, that means you are not using voicemail. There's a couple different things you can do here as to your voicemail box options. It'll tell you the number of messages that you have, and say that you have over 100 voicemails and you don't want to go through each one, deleting each one. You can come in here and just hit this, and it'll clear all of those out of your phone. Like I was saying earlier about the general voicemail box, you can also set up a copy to extension from the voicemail setting itself. This is going to say we want to copy all of our voicemails to 101. We want all of our voicemails to be going to Rick as well. We would type him in here. You can add multiple people as well. Save it. So every time I get a voicemail, Rick gets that same voicemail. This is where you can set up greetings. Say you want to go ahead and record from the web interface itself. You want to record your voicemail greeting. You can actually hit record here, call, and it will call you at your desk, whatever extension you're on, prompt you to record, and then save it in real time into the web interface as well as on your phone. That's really handy. Another thing is, say you have several different messages here. You can add multiple greetings in here, and it'll be labeled as 1, 2, 3, 4, so on. Say you have a specific general holiday greeting. You can come in here, edit, and save the holiday greeting right there. So you can come in, have your previously saved general holiday greeting. Say Labor Day's around the corner, we're taking the day off. Add that holiday greeting in there, save it, and it'll be set on your phone. Now down here is a handy tool for people who are maybe away from their desk a lot. Maybe they really just don't like checking their voicemail on their phone, which I have been guilty of. This is a nice little tool where you can get your voicemail sent to your email. Now there's different kinds here. The hyperlink, the brief hyperlink, all that's going to do is send you a link to log into your portal to check your voicemail inside the web interface. Send with attachment, leave as new. That means it's going to send you an actual attachment of your voicemail. You can listen to it right there in your email, but it's going to leave it new on your phone. That can get a little annoying because you've already listened to it, and then you got to go back and delete it in your phone or listen to it in your phone again. Send with attachment, move to saved. That is going to send it to your email as well. You can listen to it in there, and it's going to save it in your phone. This is most everybody's favorite choice. Send with attachment, move to trash. That means it's going to send your voicemail to email, and then it's going to move those voicemails to trash on your phone. These are all similar, except it's just a preview of your voicemail. It's not the whole thing. So that's voicemail, guys. Next, the phones tab. This tab is specific to your phones. You can have more than one phone in here. As you can see, I don't have a phone registered on here. That's going to be another video. I'm going to show you how to add a phone. But this is where your phone's tab is. You'll be able to see, and you'll see in a next video, that you'll be able to see when phones are registered, unregistered, all that good stuff. Advanced, you won't really need advanced very often. It's really mostly for whenever an employee leaves and you want to reuse an extension. This resets that extension, sends a welcome email so they can reset password and voicemail pin and kind of just get started. So guys, thank you so much for listening to this video today. This is how to use and add a user on your hosted PBX. If you have any questions, you can always reach us at support@visionvoice.us, and we will be sending you more videos, more stuff to learn. It's going to be great. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks again for watching.